On this episode of The Uplink, take a quick glance through Windows 8 and find out when Microsoft plans to release the newest version of its operating system.
Mass Effect 3 just launched, but what are gamers thinking about BioWare's latest? Find out in Level Up.
John Carter entered theaters earlier this month to mixed reviews. Find out what our Real Talk correspondent thought of this high-concept Disney sci-fi.
All this and a whole lot more in today's episode of The Uplink.
Welcome to the episode of The Uplink. This is your place for everything video games, tech, and movies. I'm Steve Selnick.
And I'm Marion Mason.
You're looking very patriotic today.
I am,
love it.
aren't I?
America, yes.
America. There's a reason for
There
it,
is
but
a
you'll
reason.
find out
We'll
later.
get to it. But right now, did you know that Apple has like a ton of money left over in dividends, and no one has any idea how they're going to spend it? How, I don't know what they're going to do. What should they do?
My student loans?
Everybody's student loans. They probably have enough for everybody's student loans.
Probably.
Yeah. But now it's time for the web recap.
If you like bodily harm at birthday parties, have we got a show for you.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Megan. Happy birthday to you. Megan. Megan, stop. Megan, stop. Megan, come on.
Yeah, this girl will always remember her 16th birthday as her last birthday before being permanently confined to a wheelchair.
Well, at least you know the girls will be friends forever because nothing really bonds a group together like the time that they accidentally killed their friend at her birthday.
Somehow I really doubt that that's what Megan wished for.
No, I doubt it too. But I personally thought face cake is when you put the face on the cake.
In the cake.
But this next video stars a small white kid, a trampoline, and a basketball hoop. What could possibly go wrong? Straight through. That kid's 50% Michael Jordan, 50% trained dolphin, and after that one, probably about 50% paralyzed.
What do they think would happen when you ask like a little white boy to just dunk? I mean, that's like being surprised that Ace Attorney Charles Barkley didn't keep you out of jail.
It's terrible.
I didn't write it.
He's a knucklehead. Well, thank God he didn't call glass. Ooh.
This next video is just proof that Americans can really appreciate a hitter who swings for the fences every time.
Hold on. Hey, whoa. Hey, I saw that. Make it. Ow. Shed's there. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, it's so much better in slow motion. I think the funniest part of this video is that you know everyone at this party saw her fall and not one person moved to help her up.
No, the real reason no one laughed was because they were still waiting for the candy to come out.
Achievement unlocked, headhunter.
You'll notice that before he even hits the pinata, the guy looks at the stick and goes like, nah, this end doesn't, it looks too sturdy, so he like turns it around.
Always gotta hit it with the weak part. Yep. But now it's time for the stream with Bree Baxter. Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Bree Baxter. Today is March 20th, and here's what's coming in on your news feed. Microsoft enthusiasts, it looks like you're in luck. Windows 8 is expected to arrive this October. In the past, Windows has had a 3-year gap between each release. The pattern suggests the release date will be this October.
So here I am at Start. In Windows, Start is your home screen. It's your starting point. And with Windows 8, we've reimagined it to be immersive, fast, fluid, personal, and dynamic. The tiles, they act as a window into your apps without you even having to launch them. They're alive and they're always up to date.
PR Director Janelle Poole said, quote, "This year will be 3 years in October since we have launched Windows 7. So So I think that's a good guideline to consider. Windows 8 will bring a ton of new features, including a Windows Store, faster boot up, and a brand new user interface. Uh-oh, GameStop, it looks like you may lose some business. The next generation Xbox may not have a disk drive. The electronic magazine MCV claims the disk drive will be replaced with a removable solid-state storage. They say Microsoft has told partners that the next system will not have an optical drive. The Xbox 360 already allows users to purchase and download movies and games, so the switch is a possibility. We'll find out soon enough. What do you do when you lose 2 million customers? You give them free stuff, of course. Blizzard is offering new World of Warcraft players a free upgrade to Cataclysm and an instant jump to level 80 just for picking up the mouse again. For those of you who don't know what that means, it is a lot. Current subscribers that use the Scroll of Resurrection to bring back old friends or guild members will receive an epic spectral mount. Blizzard will also let you move to a different server free of charge. Not a bad deal, but then again, you may have to give up your social life. Look out, NASA, the Angry Birds are invading space. Rovio has announced Angry Birds Space for iOS, Android, Mac, and PC. They released a trailer combining actual NASA footage with a little bit of Angry Birds flair. The game arrives on March 22nd. If you had to ask me, it looks like NASA is using the popular franchise to make space cool again, because supernovas and black holes have simply lost their charm. Another year of British Academy of Film and Television Arts has come and gone, and an underdog has taken home Game of the Year. Portal 2, a wildly raised title, has achieved the highest honor from the British Academy. Game of the Year was not the only award the Steam giant took home, adding Best Story and Best Design. EA's Battlefield 3 was also a big winner at BAFTA's winning Best Online Multiplayer, Best Audio Achievement, and the Game Public Award. Bethesda's Skyrim was notably absent from the list of winners, which means fanboys everywhere are probably livid from their mother's basements. I'm Brie Baxter. This stream is over. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Brie. And what you didn't see in that Windows 8 little soundbite thing is that she got a virus like right after we cut away from it. Still the same Windows. But now it's time for Real Talk, and this week we sent our movie expert Phil Rosenberg to see John Carter. Let's check it out.
You killed him with one blow. Cause this, but this very night, we will end it!
That trailer, it just makes me want to eat beef jerky and lift weights. It's so awesome. Please welcome Phil Rosenberg.
Thank you.
Welcome, Phil. Welcome, as always.
You.
So John Carter is getting pummeled in the box office. It's getting absolutely destroyed. Critics aren't really loving it. What were your feelings about it going in to see it?
Going in to see it, I definitely wasn't feeling what the critics were saying for it. I think Disney definitely marketed it very poorly. John Carter is what has inspired Avatar, Star Wars. It came before all of them, so I just felt Disney marketed it very poorly, and going into it, I had very high hopes.
Yeah, so did the high hopes translate for you? Did you enjoy what you saw on screen?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Really?
I thought it was a great film. I thought it was visually great. Yes, it sort of looked like Star Wars at points, but I really enjoyed it. I loved the story. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I really enjoyed the film.
Cool. So what are you going to give John Carter on a scale of 5 stars?
4 out of 5,
4 out of
definitely.
5 from Phil Rosenberg. All right, that is actually the highest rating.
Yeah, that
you've
is the
given,
highest rating.
The highest rating he's ever given a movie. But now we're gonna go into a little bit of movie news. And going with the 3D trend, the next big blockbuster movie that's gonna come out in 3D is Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park in 3D.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I'm not really cool with the whole 3D conversion thing, especially after the movie has come out. It's 20 years after the movie has come out. It's been 20 years, and I don't really, I like 3D movies, but re-release the movie as it is, so people can go to the theater who haven't seen it when it was in theaters. But re-releasing it as 3D, I'm not really into that.
You
loses the translation.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You kind of rack your brain on like what they could possibly do in 3D in Jurassic Park, and that's just not a movie I think of, oh, that's really going to translate to 3D. But going to TV, it sounds like we're going to get a kind of Braveheart series.
It's called Wallace, actually.
It's called Wallace,
It's about William Wallace, the lead character in Braveheart, and it's in the vein of Game of Thrones and Spartacus. They're trying to do the whole, like, everybody loves nudity and violence type thing, so that's where they're going with it. So they think that's going to be big. America loves it. America loves it, so why not?
So Wallace, it's going to happen. So thank you, Phil, for coming and giving the rating, talking about some news. But now it's time for our first commercial break. And when we return, Matt Regan will be here with his review of Mass Effect 3. I am so jealous. Stay right here. Welcome to Matt Regan. Hey! Applause again, Matt Regan.
Welcome to me.
Welcome to you.
Welcome
to Matt Regan. Yeah. So you got to play Mass Effect 3, which I'm still so envious of you for being able to play Mass Effect 3.
It's pretty awesome.
Quick recap. Big aliens are trying to wipe out all life as we know it. You're Commander Shepard. You're not going to let that happen. Mass Effect.
True.
So something new to the Mass Effect series, which they were kind of on edge about, not really sure if it was going to work, was the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Talk about what you do in the multiplayer and if it worked for you.
Well, the multiplayer is a online cooperative type setup. So you play with other people, and it's a very sort of like mission-based thing. You kind of have to secure locations or go upload data at specific places, and you're pretty much just fighting hordes of bad guys, which it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's not the best multiplayer that I've ever played, but it certainly does work for Mass Effect, and you can do all the same things that you can do in the game. That all translates to multiplayer very well.
Right, and from what I understand, it actually does kind of coincide with the story a little bit. The multiplayer, you can actually supplement the story itself with the multiplayer.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's really cool. So Mass Effect, the big thing about Mass Effect is that it's extremely story-driven, and that your choices directly affect what's going to happen to you in the game. Mm-hmm. How do they do this in the third one? How do they continue the story and make it even more compelling than the first two?
Well, I mean, right when you start the game, as soon as you hit new game, you're forced to make a whole bunch of choices that you would have played through in Mass Effects 1 and 2. And depending on how you answer those questions and what you choose, it kind of dictates how you start the game and sort of the emotional baggage that your character starts the game with. Mm-hmm. You can also import a character from Mass Effect 2 and sort of continue your playthrough with that character, which is really great because of all the time that you spend on this game, on your character, on the choices you make. A lot of people do sort of come up with a certain kind of emotional connection to their character.
Right, yeah, I know that I played through 1 and 2, and I love him.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He needs to save the Earth.
Yeah.
So combat was something that felt it was a point of criticism in the first Mass Effect, and they really improved it in the second one. How did they continue that? It's all about the continuation.
Yeah, well, in the third Mass Effect 3, the AI has been significantly improved. They're really, really smart, and they totally know how to use the battlefield to their advantage. They use tactical cover. They use a whole bunch of strategy. For example, if one of their guys needs to move from one cover to another, the rest of the squad will lay down covering fire, and it's really hard to pop up and kind of take them out. So it's very difficult to master, but one of the production designers actually said that he wants the players to feel the intensity of combat and not just feel like you're shooting at bad guys who are meant to die.
Cool.
You know?
Yeah. So out of 5 stars, what does Mass Effect 3 get?
5 out of 5
5
stars.
5 out of 5. That is our first 5 out of 5 rating on the Uplink. That's awesome. Congratulations to Mass Effect 3. I personally can't wait to play it because I've just been dying to.
But I stole his copy.
Yes, he did. So let's get into a little bit of video game news.
Yep.
And the reason why I said Marion was very patriotic before was for a reason. Assassin's Creed 3, we have a location, we have a time period. America. Not just America, Revolutionary War period America. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I think this is exactly what the franchise needs. Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 was such an improvement, But then Assassin's Creed 2 was the same game for 3 installments.
Right.
And the new setting we don't have the big thriving metropolises anymore. We're going to be running around in the woods. It's exactly the reboot that this franchise really needs to get.
It does.
It
really does
back in
need that.
line.
Well, thank you, Matt. And thank you for coming in and talking video games with us. But if you have ever wondered how to save yourself a boatload of money and upgrade the RAM on your computer, we've got you covered in today's Hackers.
Does your computer freeze up when you have too many tabs open running your internet porn? Or maybe when you're playing World of Warcraft? Who knows, for you maybe they're one and the same. You know who you are. In any case, maybe it's time to upgrade your RAM. Remember, opening up your Mac can have potentially dangerous consequences for your computer, so make sure you know what you're doing before you proceed. Also, upgrading your RAM will not void your warranty, but damaging other components of your computer in the process just might. On the upside, performing this process yourself can save you tons of money. Money you can spend on more important things, like Assassin's Creed 3, let's get real. When upgrading your RAM, it's important to note exactly what kind of computer you have and what type of RAM it supports. The pin count is especially important. So before proceeding, be sure to go online and make sure you purchase the correct type of RAM. Before we get started, there are a couple small yet very important things to keep in mind. First of all, never touch the pins on your RAM. And second of all, be sure to be grounded. What, you thought this was a Livestrong bracelet? Amateur. A small electrical shock can fry your electronics if you're not careful. So after backing up all your information, cause you never know, we're gonna power off your computer and flip it over. We begin by taking off the screws on the bottom of the Mac and lifting the lower case from the vent, separating it from the clips and then removing the case entirely. Then we carefully unseat the old RAM by releasing the tabs on either side that lock it in place, and once it's up, pull it straight out of the socket. Then place it in a safe place. If anything is wrong with the new RAM, we can always go back to the old one. Then we insert the new RAM straight into the socket. Double check that you are putting it in at the right angle, and once it's completely in, push down, close the tabs, and make sure that the RAM is locked in place. Then if you have a second RAM you want to upgrade, follow the same steps for that one. Once you've finished, replace the lower case and screw it into place. Then we turn on the computer and make sure it's working properly. If you hear any noises, it's probably a RAM error code and you haven't seated the RAM properly. But if it works, you can go back to enjoying your paladins and fanfics. Paladin fanfics? Anyway, enjoy.
Thank you so much, Walter. All right, this week we've got a new app for you. It's called Goodreader, and it is a PDF reading file, and we've kind of just been going through it and trying to see what it does. This PDF file application actually has a lot of really good points to it. It's got it has like an unflattener, I guess you could call it, for PDF, so you can get in and actually bring out the text. You can annotate, you can go in and take notes. It's really helpful if you definitely use your iPad a lot for classes and things like that.
Yeah.
We also know that a lot of people use it for work, so either way, it's a really, really good application. It also has a really helpful finder setup so that you can go in, find your documents, search for text in documents. Either way, it's a really easy way to navigate through all your documents on your iPad.
Right. So, and it is, of course, $5, so you do need to make the decision whether or not you want to buy that. So that's Goodreader. You can browse the internet, you can save pages on there, and that's Goodreader for you.
Yep, that's
There you
Goodreader. It's time for our second commercial break, but when we come back, Claudia Mack will be hosting a battle of the female form. Stay tuned.
Well, welcome back to the Uplink. It's time to talk about the ladies.
Now, as some of you may know, Esquire magazine is hosting a little something called the Ladies Tournament. Now, what this is a March Madness-style competition where fans fight to pick up the hottest woman of 2012.
Except picking between Ohio State and Syracuse, and let's be real, Syracuse sucks. We're getting the chance to pick between Mila Kunis and, say, Katy Perry.
Ooh, Mila Kunis. She plays WoW.
Yep, that's awesome.
This week, we sent Claudia Mack to the streets to see who you thought would win the gold in this battle royale. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Claudia Mack, and I'm on a mission to see who will win this battle royale of ladies. Let's see who's going to come out on top. No pun intended. Let's start with Mila Kunis versus Charlize Theron. Who should win?
I don't know who Charlize Theron is, but Mila Kunis. Charlize Theron.
How come?
She's just beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. She's blonde, you know, she's blonde.
Mila Kunis.
I don't even know who the other person is.
If I could marry Charlize Theron, if it wasn't a commitment, Mila Kunis.
Would you ever, like, you know, invite Mila Kunis into the boudoir?
She would do it before I would. It'd be my birthday.
Katy Perry or Carrie Underwood?
Oh, Carrie Underwood.
Really? Over Katy Perry?
Well, I'm a country fan.
Oh, okay.
And well, who's the other girl?
I guess Carrie is prettier, but I like Katie's music. Katy Perry.
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, how come?
Because I think I read Maxim last year and she was #1.
Yeah, but Katy Perry's kind of a freak.
Emma Stone or Blake Lively?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, she's the girl from Harry Potter, isn't she?
I think Emma Stone's a cooler person.
Emma Stone.
I don't know what Blake Lively looks like, so.
Kim Kardashian or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
I'm an ass guy. I have to pick Kim Kardashian.
Beyonce has a real ass. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna go with Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Yeah, a little more class.
Kim Kardashian has front and back.
Beyonce.
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 Kardashians are so overrated.
Kim Kardashian over Beyonce, but still not really my type.
I mean, if I had to choose between those two, I'd choose Beyonce because at least she has some talent.
Looks like we've had enough of this girl on girl action. Back to you guys.
How could you possibly think that Emma Stone was in Harry Potter? That baffles me. But anyway, George Clooney was arrested last week trying to draw attention to Sudan with a couple of congressmen. Yeah.
Of course, he was only really drawing the world's attention to George Clooney and how hot he is in handcuffs. What? Stop judging me.
You're melting. Well, let's take a look at our favorite tweets from Clooney 2012.
Harry the Comic said George Clooney was just arrested. Someone call Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and Christian Bale, and we'll see who the real Batman is. But if we're basing this on who the best Batman is, George Clooney would probably be in jail forever.
Forever. He should never leave. Never. Nah, he sucked. Come on. Depressed Darth says George Clooney was arrested for protesting. He got off easy. I used to force choke protesters until they passed out. Times when I wish that Jar Jar Binks and Darth Vader existed in the same movie.
If only.
It should have happened. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show, but come back next time to keep up with the latest and greatest in the news that we actually care about.
Next episode, Claudia Mack will be storming the halls of Anime Boston, along with the usual mildly inappropriate videos and tweets. See you next time.